I deleted these 3 apps off my phone and I've honestly never been happier. I can't believe how removing these 3 apps that everybody has pretty much has increased my quality of life, has increased my overall contentment, has increased my overall joy. And it's to the point where I'm like, I'm actually gonna mention this on my YouTube channel. Like, I'm going to make a video about this because I think this is one of the areas of entrepreneurship we never talk about. So first I deleted the Reddit app off my phone. And for me personally, I really like Reddit. And there's there's subreddits, like some threads, some groups that are very interesting to me. But I found that overall the vibe of Reddit was very toxic and it made me pessimistic. It made me despair about the state of the world. It added stress to my life. And yet it was very addicting. I would check Reddit every day, probably for 30 minutes every single day, and like 3 hours on the weekend. I would literally browse Reddit for 3 hours on the weekend. And so I would just go to reach for Reddit. In any moment, I would be like, oh, I have a break. I'm going to pull it up. And so that one took me the longest. I started with that one, and that one probably took me about 3 to 4, even 5 or 6 solid months of just breaking the addiction to that. But I could notice this tangible difference, and I don't want it to sound cheesy, but I could actually feel lighter. My brain felt less clouded. I felt happier. After that, I removed Facebook. Believe it or not, I was a huge Facebook scroller as well. I would spend probably another 20 minutes of my day at least scrolling through Facebook on my phone. I'm in a couple of weightlifting Facebook groups, especially one that I love is Women Who Lift Weights. Love that Facebook group. There's also a lot of toxic negativity on Facebook. And frankly, it's just a waste of time. I would rather be creating content than consuming content. So I got rid of the Facebook app and the Facebook message app. So now if you send me a Facebook message, I only see it when I go to my desktop. And then, so that one was easier to break. I think that one took me about 3 weeks to break. So I just kept reaching for the Facebook app and I would just not have it. So then I just had to get used to it. Finally, I got rid of the Instagram app. For me, the Instagram app was the hardest one to break in the sense that at nighttime, instead of reading books or even watching Netflix, I would just scroll through Instagram reels and I would look at reels of babies or golden retrievers, and it was amazing, but I wouldn't get that feel. You know when you relax and you you feel relaxed and you have that sensation of I'm done with my work for the day and I'm relaxing. I didn't have that when I was on Instagram. But if I watched a murder mystery show on Netflix, I totally did. And so it's not to say that we delete these social media apps because we must be productive every minute of every day, because that's not what I'm saying at all. It's more to say I am deleting these social media apps because the return on my time investment is not there for me. All of this got brought about, and I was talking about this with some friends because I'm about ready to step into a new chapter of motherhood, right? And maybe when you're seeing this, I already have my baby. And so I'm looking to clear my life of clutter, right? Because this is my first kid. I know that kids are just all consuming time-wise. And so this includes social media clutter. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just not satisfied with the negativity and toxicness, which is also why I don't watch the news anymore. Also, in case you were wondering, I also don't watch the news. But I do want to feel that what I'm spending my time on is actually getting me a return on my investment. I made a list of why this made me happier. I was like, why am I happier? I deleted these apps. How did it have such a powerful correlation on my life? Number 1, I read less negative or toxic things. So you literally start to see the world differently. Negative and toxic things happen, but you can choose how much of that you want to imbibe into your own life. And I don't know about you, but my friends and my family and people in my immediate community right here where I live in California, there's enough, not even negative things, but more there's just enough struggles that I could spend a lifetime supporting those in my immediate circle and those in my immediate community. And that would fill my time up. So I would much rather give my energy, even if it's on negative things or things that people are struggling with. It's not to say that we must be Pollyannistic and everything has to be positive all the time, because that's not realistic. But I do think we have a limited amount of energy we can give to causes, or a limited energy we can give to the injustices in the world. Everybody feels called to help solve different problems. Because I'm only participating in things and I'm not just reading about random things that are toxic or negative on Reddit, it helps me be more present to those who are actually in my life here, which I think is really important for me. Second thing that made me so happy by getting off social media is I compare myself so much less to other people. The comparison game is just not in my life right now. I am not comparing myself to others, and it has made me so confident in who I am. I think it's partially also just as I get older, I think you get more confident in who you are. But truly, because I'm not comparing myself to everybody else and what they're doing, my business ideas are unique. My decor ideas are unique. My activities that I do are unique. The other day, It was the most fun thing. I got together with like 4 other couples. Nobody knew each other. I put it all together and we all went and got sushi and it was amazing. We had an amazing in-person. We all went and got sushi together. I got to introduce everybody to everybody. Now everybody has these new couple friends and it was just kind of amazing. And I did it because I had space in my life to do these kinds of things and create a local in-person community, which I think is really important. And then finally, I waste less time on stupid stuff. Like I said, it's great to relax. You have to relax. But I never truly relaxed when I was scrolling on social media. It felt like a hybrid between work and relaxation. Now, when I sit down on my couch, I've got my fuzzy little puppy Charlie, and he sits on my lap and we watch TV together and we're just cuddling. It's true relaxation. We're just watching TV together. We fall asleep a lot next to like on the couch together, like we just hang, and it's true relaxation. Or when I go out with friends, or like this weekend I'm going out to get brunch with some girlfriends, like true relaxation. And I'm intentionally creating more of that in my life because I'm not on social media as much. The only negative thing so far, so I've been doing this for 6 months, and the only negative thing that happened to me so far, I missed kind of a really important dinner with my mentor. You know, he's from Australia, right? So like he was literally in Orange County where I live, like 10 minutes away from where I live. It was the easiest thing, but we ended up getting breakfast that day. So I went and checked my messages and I saw it. I'm like, oh, this is a total bummer. And then we were able to schedule something. I gave him my phone number. So now he texted me and we got breakfast together in Huntington Beach the next morning. And it was amazing. I had banana pancakes, talked business. It was amazing. So in the moment, I had a total fear of like FOMO, where I was like, oh my gosh, I missed out on having dinner with my mentor. I haven't seen him in like 3 years. Like I would have really loved to do that. But then it was like quickly solved the next day. So in general, I have no social media on my phone. But what I would recommend you do is pick one, delete that one, the one that you use the least, and then like in 6 weeks, delete another one. Adjust to it, because you'll have to adjust. What you'll do is like, if you have the habit of checking on social media, you will like pick up your phone, go to scroll Instagram, and you're like, Instagram app isn't there. So then I recommend you have a replacement thing to like scratch that itch of distraction. So for me, I would literally like pull up my Kindle app and I would read 1 or 2 pages on a book I was reading. And that would be kind of like scratch that itch of distraction. And then I would go back to whatever it was I was doing. Over time, I've not really needed to do that. And now I'm just much more focused on my work. We live in a world where we have 18 different social media apps on your phone. So this is very different. And I'm kind of curious to know, like, what is your knee-jerk reaction to that? So let me know in the comments. I'm super curious to just like get a sense of what you guys think about this whole idea, because I've never really talked about this before. So if you find it interesting, let me know. If you have questions about it, let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one.